What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Now, y'all know I had to talk about that Kanye West and Drake concert that happened last night, all right? Of course, I did a whole hour discussion when it was war, so I gotta cover when it's back to peace, okay? So let's get right into it. Now, the first thing I wanna address is the fact that people had to wait an hour and a half, almost 2 hours for the show to start. All right, so it was scheduled to begin at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern time. I'm on the East Coast, so it was 11 o'clock. I got on the stream and had to wait an hour and a half, man. That was torturous, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, you never really knew if it was gonna start or not because you started seeing different slides come in and it was like you could hear the crowd and it was just people in the chat just like, okay, I'm tired of waiting. What's going on? Which I guess is to be expected because if you know anything about Kanye West and his live experience over the course of the last few years, nothing starts on time, all right? Even the people that went to the listening sessions for the Donda album had to wait hours before the show started. Now, by the time they actually got things rolling, you see somebody coming out and you thought it was Kanye. No, it was not. It was the choir director. And then Sunday service went into about a 20-minute rendition of what they do, which is basically remixing classic contemporary music and turning it into gospel for Jesus. Not mad at it, but by the time they actually did get this thing rolling, it was pretty much like, I don't want to see this. Not because it's bad, but because I waited so long and now we stuck with this. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is that when Kanye West and Drake came down the rafters, and Ye took the stage, he got right into the music. So it was no real long drawn out intro. It wasn't no talking. It was, let's go back to the beginning and boom. So then he comes out with Jesus Walks. And this was like the moment that really took me back to like, dang, this is the guy that I used to be a fan of, man. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of y'all don't know I'm a musician myself. And in 2003, when the College Dropout came out, I was like, 2003, 2004, around that time, when the College Dropout came out, I was a huge Kanye fan. The whole pink polo thing, like I converted my whole closet to polos and collar shirts, man. So it definitely took me all the way back to that time period of just being a fan of music and not having, my adult views on everything. So he killed that. Then he goes into All Falls Down, which of course is another one of my favorite songs out of his complete catalog. Just classic record, and just the things that he was saying on that song are still so relevant to today, man. So he killed that. Then he goes into Gold Digger. So he's just like, he's coming out swinging with a barrage of just like, yeah, y'all know what this is. Y'all know what this is, man. Classics only, legends only. Then he goes into Touch the Sky, which I gotta acknowledge, that new remixed version with the new synth pads on it and Mike Dean doing his thing. That was fire. I would love to hear that live version on streaming sites. You know what I'm saying? I would love to be able to just pull it up and listen to it that way with the new arrangements on it, man. That was crazy. I was looking forward to maybe getting a Lupe appearance to go ahead and close it out, but of course, I don't think Ye and Lou are on the greatest of terms these days, you know what I mean? So it is what it is, but at the same time, I didn't see any guest appearances at all, so whatever, can't be mad at that. Then he goes into Stronger, he performs all of the lights. Then by the time he gets to Black Skinhead, I'm really like, yeah, let's go. And I get a little bit disappointed with Black Skinhead. Not because it's not a great song, because it is. It's actually my favorite song off of Yeezus. I think Yeezus was still trash to this day. But that was the record, you know what I mean? And the electric guitar, like they didn't really get the mix right on that. Now, what I will say about that is the fact that it probably sounded dope live. For the people that were actually at the show, getting the live experience, that guitar probably sounded perfect. But for the audio, for the people at home that were watching it on the stream and on the TV, it was just too hard. You know what I'm saying? It was just too much. And I was listening to it through headphones, so my headphones was like, nigga, what is going on? You about to break. You know what I'm saying? So that was my only critique of that. Then he goes into All Day, which is another one of my favorite Ye songs from the last 5 or 6 years. And he only does the intro and cuts it off. So I was a little bit disappointed by that as well. But He did go into one of them joints. He went into, okay, Lamborghini Mercy. Yo, she's so thirsty. So it was like, all right, we back in it. But then it just reminded me again, this is a crew joint. This had Big Sean. This had 2 Chainz. This had Jay on it. You know what I mean? And none of those people were present. So it was dope to see it. It was a dope vibe, but it got cut short, and I just was left wanting more. You know what I'm saying? But that's not to take away from the show, because right after that, bow. Welcome to the good life. You know what I'm saying? They went into it. He said, hey, Mike. You know how we do this. Like we always do it this time. I go for mine. I got to shine. Like, classic, you know what I'm saying? And it just brought the energy right back up, man. And I was locked right back in. So, hey, the flashing lights, he goes into Say You Will. Now, I did think that this would have been the perfect moment to introduce Drake, but that was just me and my own little hip-hop fan mind. You feel me? Say You Will is one of those records, one of the only ones that I really cared for off of 808s and Heartbreak, too. I wasn't a real big fan of it. The production on that album is stellar, but just hearing him mostly sing was not my bag. You feel me? But as y'all know, if you were tuned in to Drake during his mixtape days, he did a very dope Say You Will freestyle called Say What's Real. And I know Drake probably don't remember none of the words to that, but in my mind, I'm like, man, what if he just took the stage and did his verse off of that? Like, that would have been the perfect transition. You feel me? It's still a line in that resonates with me to this day that I'll never forget. You know what I'm saying? Never forget the moment that you began to doubt, transitioning from fitting in to standing out. Like, it's one of them bars that just live with me, you know what I'm saying? And it resonates so well because no matter where you are in life, you have those moments where you begin to doubt yourself and you're transitioning from fitting in to standing out. Like, you can't be a part of the pack no more. It's time to walk your own path and see where that leads you. And that could be the move that actually propels you to the next level in life that you were trying to get to. Anyway, let's get back to the show. We get to the height of the nostalgia, man. Like, it's like, oh, that's that guy, that's that man. You gotta respect it. You know what I'm saying? And then he goes into Find Your Love. Ah, man, butchered that song up. Like, he just got took the butcher knife my boy Dexter be using and just butchered it all up, man. Now I know he's the one that wrote and produced that song for Drake, but it should have been Drake's time to sing that one. Now, of course, it looked like they had their own little transition where it's like, all right, I'm going to do one of yours, you do one of mine. And of course, it's all good because Ye produced it and wrote it. But it was just like, man. And he was able to hit a couple of the notes in there and it sounded pretty good. But the fact that he forgot so much of the lyrics, which he was doing throughout the night, you know, which was one of the only things that I do have to say as a critique, was just that he wasn't in tip-top performance shape. You know what I mean? So a lot of the songs, you know, he got maybe 75% of the lyrics correct, but the other 25 he was flubbing his way through and just getting his footing together, which I can't blame him. He hasn't really been on a stage to perform in over 2 years at least, and he probably hasn't performed any of these older records in even longer. You know what I mean? Probably Yeezus tour or, you know, Glow in the Dark tour even, you know what I mean? So I can't be too mad, but it was still like, dang, I wish he was in tip-top performance shape, you know what I mean? Because even with the Donda release, he wasn't performing those songs. He was just letting the fans hear it and experience it for the first time. He was definitely winded. I personally felt like somebody should have had a big gallon of water out there for Ye. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know he's really big on set design and aesthetic and making sure everything is in the right place, which was a beautiful set. Beautiful set design. I loved the I don't know if that was like the moon or what he was trying to make that out to be, or a glacious mountain, you know what I mean? But it was fire. I loved the mist. It looked really great on the screen. Now, I'm sure for the fans in the stands, all that mist, they probably couldn't even see these guys really too clearly. But for us, it looked beautiful, you know what I mean? But he needed a gallon of water out there on that field, man, in that Gladiator Stadium, you know what I'm saying? So that he could, in between songs, get rehydrated and get his stamina back. You know what I mean? That's the only thing. He was just so winded by the end of the show. Kanye does Runaway, and again, it reminds me of Beef. because Pusha T's on that song, and I would have loved to see Pusha T do his verse to that song. But of course, at the very minimum, they weren't gonna let that happen because Push and Drake still have not reconciled their differences, no matter what's going on with Ye. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, that didn't happen the way I would have liked it. But then he comes back with that haymaker, that wait till I get my money right. Yes, sir. Can't tell me nothing. One of the biggest songs of his career. And even Drake couldn't contain himself by this point. Soon as that thing hit, he goes out there and he's singing it with him, and he got the biggest cheese on his face. And it was just one of those full circle moments where you are reminded, like, yo, this man was really a fan of Ye. This dude was really like looking up to him, aspiring to be like him. You know what I'm saying? And although they've had their differences and their feuds and their back and forth, it was like he looked at home like, oh man, this is my guy, this is my joint, this is the song that we used to play when I was trying to get my thing together, playing on Degrassi and driving through the city, and you know, all of the stories that he's told over the years of him trying to become a rapper, and you know, using his uncle's car or renting the Phantom or whatever case was that he was doing, the Rolls Royce. It's like Ye was one of those soundtrack artists that gave him the motivation to be who he is. So it was really dope to see them on stage together and having a good time and wilding out for a moment. Then we transitioned into the actual Drake performance, and he opened up his set with his own rendition of 24, which was cool, you know what I'm saying? Because we all know that Drake is documented as half Jewish, but he's actually out there singing his heart out to some, you know, new age gospel. So that was kind of interesting to see. He bodied that joint, by the way, with his vocals. Some people were mad at it. I liked it. He goes right in and does No Friends in the Industry, which really confused me, because it's like, yo, wait, ain't this a peacemaking concert for Larry Hoover? Why you gonna go right into the song where you was dissing this man? You know what I mean? Then he played the full 21 Savage verse, even though Savage was not there, so I was a little disappointed in that, but it is what it is, you feel me? Definitely feel like he could have chose something different to, you know, transition and keep the energy from Can't Tell Me Nothing. Like, where was the classic Drake at? You know what I mean? And it continued to go in that direction. He really just performed the latest records off of his new album, Certified Lover Boy, which is an album that I enjoy, but I never looked at it like this is something I can't wait to see live. Those are not live records, in my personal opinion. So I think he should have went in his bag and did some of his hits. I saw a theory on Twitter that said that he chose those records because Birdman and Cash Money don't eat off of the new album, so him performing his old catalog could have, you know, brought a little bit more attention to the records that he has less ownership in, and maybe he's more in a business space today. You know what I mean? Kind of makes sense, but at the same time, the fans were let down. He goes through about a 20-minute set. I'm really not going to talk about it like that. I do like that he played God's Plan. That was probably my favorite part of the performance. He did Way Too Sexy, which is my least favorite Drake song, probably of all time. And overall, it was just a kind of underwhelming appearance. Now, in his defense, this was a Kanye West show. Drake does not open up for anybody anymore. It's been a very long time since he's been a special guest like that. So it did feel like this ain't my concert, so this is what y'all get set list, rather than the I'm finna go out here and co-headline with Kanye. Now, I think that down the pipeline, that is something that they could and maybe should do. There's be so much money to be made if they did a tour together in that format, and both of them were able to perform the records from their careers beginning to current. You know what I mean? If y'all ain't already got that in play, hit me up, man. We can make that happen. Give me 5%, just 5%. When Ye came back out, you know what I'm saying, did Niggas in Paris without Jay, it was another moment where I was like, where's Jay-Z, man? When are we gonna get that? When are we gonna get that again? Then they closed out the show with Forever, which was, you know, recreating that LeBron James moment. You know what I mean? That was the moment when Wayne and Kanye basically passed the torch to Drake and was like, yo, it's your run, homie. Just a full circle situation, man. I really enjoyed it. I will say that Drake was a bit of a sore thumb in the equation, But I enjoyed it. I like that they did it. I like that they made peace between each other. I like that they came together for a good cause to bring awareness to trying to free Larry Hoover. This man has been locked up for the majority of his life. And although he did get locked up for committing some heinous crimes, he has rehabilitated himself and does want an opportunity to, you know, make things right in society and be an upstanding citizen. I think he deserves that opportunity, man. It's been a long time. Wish Amazon Prime had access to more high ticket artists like this that I can watch from the comfort of my own home more often. I'm becoming less and less of a social person throughout this pandemic. I don't want to go nowhere where a lot of people gonna be at. So give me the show on my TV or on my laptop, bro. I'll pay for it. Just let me do what I do. You feel me? But let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. Make sure you like and share this video. You feel me? And subscribe to the page. For those of y'all that don't know, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, you know what I'm saying, so that I can keep giving y'all videos like this, not only my reactions, but I'm also doing a lot of music business content, teaching you guys, you upcoming artists and people that want to be involved in the music business, how to do things independently. I have a new book out called The Pen Game Portfolio Volume 2, where we breaking down everything from top to bottom. You feel me? All the places you need to have your music registered so that you can get all of your money and your royalties. Yes, sir, we got you covered. I got a breakdown of some of the more popular music distribution companies out there, letting you know the pros and cons of each, just in case you need to know where you want to take your music. I have a breakdown of different companies that will actually offer funding for artists without taking ownership of your music. You just need to have a certain amount of streams or a certain amount of revenue coming in each year so that they can have collateral to invest into you. It's a lot. I got social media strategies and everything in this book. Pen Game Portfolio Volume 2. Hit the link down below, realjnolan.com, and get that thing, all right? Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.